Nestled in the heart of France's Loire Valley, the Château de Brissac stands as a towering masterpiece of Renaissance architecture, its spires piercing the sky like the jagged teeth of a slumbering beast. Known as the Giant of the Loire, this seven-story mansion, with its opulent halls and lavish decor, conceals a macabre history steeped in blood and betrayal. Legends of ghostly apparitions and disembodied whispers have plagued the chateau for centuries, earning it the reputation of being one of the most haunted castles in all of Europe. It is said that the spirit of Charlotte de Valois, a 15th-century noblewoman, roams the chateau's corridors. Her tragic tale, a story of forbidden love, infidelity, and violent death, has become an inseparable part of the chateau's lore. Visitors have reported hearing her anguished cries echoing through the grand hallways, her translucent figure appearing in mirrors, her face twisted in eternal sorrow. But few dare to speak of the deeper horrors, the shadows that lurk within the chateau's walls, whispering secrets of the past. When ambitious filmmaker Daniel Price, known for his award-winning supernatural thrillers, learns of the chateau's sinister reputation, he sees an opportunity. A skeptic at heart, Daniel dismisses the ghost stories as folklore, perfect fodder for his next project. Gathering a small crew, he decides to shoot a documentary at the chateau, hoping to uncover the truth behind the haunting and exploit the eerie setting for cinematic gold. But as the team sets foot within the ancient walls, the chateau awakens. Unseen eyes watch their every move. The air grows heavy with a palpable sense of dread. The crew soon realizes they are not alone, and whatever shares the chateau with them has no intention of letting them leave. The team arrived at dusk, their van rattling along the cobblestone driveway leading to the chateau. The setting sun bathed the castle in hues of crimson and gold, casting long, menacing shadows across its facade. Daniel, standing at the entrance with his camera in hand, felt a chill creep up his spine, a sensation he quickly brushed off as excitement. "Okay, everyone, this is it," Daniel announced, his voice brimming with enthusiasm. "Let's make this the scariest documentary anyone's ever seen." His team consisted of 5 people: Sarah, the sound technician; Mike, the cameraman; Laura, the historian; Tom, the production assistant; and Rachel, the paranormal expert. Each brought their own skepticism or fascination to the project, but none of them were prepared for what lay ahead. Inside, the chateau was a labyrinth of dimly lit corridors, grand ballrooms, and decaying furniture draped in sheets. The air smelled of mildew and something else, something metallic and faintly sweet. Laura began her historical tour, recounting tales of the chateau's construction and the infamous murder of Charlotte de Valois. She was stabbed in the bedroom by her husband after he discovered her affair, Laura explained, her voice echoing in the vast hall. Her body was hidden behind the walls, and her spirit has never left. As she spoke, Rachel's EMF detector began to beep erratically. "Looks like we're not alone," she said with a nervous laugh. The group exchanged uneasy glances, but Daniel dismissed it as interference. That night, as they set up their equipment, strange things began to happen. Lights flickered despite there being no electricity. The sound of footsteps echoed down empty hallways. And in the dead of night, Sarah swore she heard a woman sobbing outside her room. The next day, the team focused on the portrait room, a chamber adorned with paintings of the chateau's former residents. One portrait in particular caught their attention, a depiction of Charlotte de Valois, her dark eyes seeming to follow them wherever they moved. As Mike filmed the portrait, his camera suddenly malfunctioned, the screen filling with static. At the same moment, Laura let out a startled cry. "I swear her eyes just moved," she exclaimed, pointing at the painting. "Don't be ridiculous," Daniel said, though his voice betrayed a hint of unease. Rachel, however, looked intrigued. "Charlotte's spirit is said to be most active near this room. She might be trying to communicate with us." Determined to capture something on film, Daniel suggested they conduct a seance that evening. The team gathered around an ornate wooden table in the grand dining hall, their only light coming from a circle of flickering candles. Rachel led the seance, her hands trembling slightly as she placed them on the planchette of a Ouija board. "Is there anyone here with us?" she asked, her voice steady despite the tension in the room. For a long moment, nothing happened. Then, the planchette began to move. Everyone froze. "Very funny, guys," Daniel said, though his hands weren't on the board. The planchette moved again. A sudden gust of wind extinguished the candles, plunging the room into darkness. Sarah screamed as the sound of shattering glass filled the air. When the lights came back on, they found a chandelier had fallen, narrowly missing Mike. "It's just a coincidence," Daniel insisted, though his pale face said otherwise. Determined to debunk the chateau's legends, Daniel ordered the crew to explore the basement, where rumors of secret rooms and hidden tunnels had long persisted. As they descended the spiral staircase, the air grew colder, and the faint sound of whispers became audible. At the bottom, they discovered a locked door. With some effort, Tom managed to force it open, revealing a small, dusty chamber. In the center of the room was an antique mirror, its surface blackened with age. Inscribed on the frame were the words, "Regard as mais ne touchez pas." Look, but do not touch. Ignoring the warning, Daniel wiped the glass clean, revealing their reflections. For a moment, everything seemed normal. Then, their reflections began to move independently, their faces distorting into ghastly visages. Screams erupted as the mirror shattered, sending shards flying. When the dust settled, Rachel was missing. Panic set in as the remaining crew searched the chateau for Rachel. The whispers grew louder, now accompanied by shadowy figures darting just out of sight. Laura discovered an old journal belonging to Charlotte de Valois. The final entry read, "He will never let me leave." "Who's he?" Sarah whispered, her voice trembling. Before Laura could answer, the doors slammed shut, trapping them inside the chateau. One by one, the crew members were separated, each meeting a fate more horrifying than the last. Weeks later, the chateau was silent once more. Local authorities investigating the crew's disappearance found no trace of them, only their equipment, including a camera. The footage revealed Daniel standing before the mirror, his eyes hollow and lifeless. He smiled as he whispered, "He is here." The screen cut to black, but not before a faint figure appeared in the background. Charlotte de Valois, her mournful eyes staring into the lens, warning anyone who dared to watch.